Hey, what's going on guys? In this tutorial, let's look at how to create an awesome CSS text animation from scratch without using any JavaScript. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Before we start, if some of you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Alright, so in this tutorial, we're going to be creating this awesome looking text animation effect only using the CSS. No JavaScript, no other plugins or any animation frameworks. And also I will explain how this code works and how these animations are working. A simple pro tip. If you want to learn something, don't copy and paste the code. First, just learn how these codes are working. Then do it by yourself. Then only you will able to write codes on your own. Got it? Alright, enough of this chitty chat. Let's dive into this tutorial. So first create a project folder. So as usual, I'm gonna create the project folder inside this YouTube project folder on my desktop. If you guys want, can follow me, or you guys can create your project folder wherever you want. Once it's completed, open the project folder inside code editor. I am using VS Code as my code editor. If you don't have this code editor, go to this website code.visualstudio.com and simply download this setup and install it. I recommend this VS Code editor. If you guys have any other favorite code editor, no problem, you can use that. Right click, open with VS Code. First, let's create index.html file. We can create a new file using this icon or right click on this file tree and click this new file. The file name is index and the file extension is HTML. Don't forget to put this extension. And also we need the CSS file. Create a new folder. We can create a new folder by clicking this icon or right click new folder. The folder name is CSS. Inside this folder, create a new file. The file name is styles and the extension is .css. Always keep this in your mind, these extensions are very important. You can create the CSS file on this main root folder, but I like things a little organized. So I put the CSS file inside the CSS folder. And if you can follow along, this will be a good practice. Okay, open this index.html file. Let's first add the HTML markup. I'm gonna use emit. Type HTML:5 and hit tab or select this auto suggestion. In case if you guys don't know about this emit, if I give you a normal explanation for this, emit is an HTML code completion plugin. You guys show this. I typed HTML:5 and this gave me the HTML5 full markup structure with these HTML tags and head tags, meta tags and these body tags. Imagine if we want to create a div with this class app, what we have to do is first we have to create the div tag, open div tag and close div tag. Next we have to add the class attribute and pass the class name app. Rather typing this all, we can do this by emit code. Div dot. This dot represents the class attribute and class name app and press tab O, select this auto suggestion. We got this full code. We can make this more easier if you creating a div with a class. No need to type a div. Just type dot and the class name. This dot represent the class and this is the class name. Awesome, right? Think about this. How much time this simple extension can save if we are doing a big project. This emit has shortcodes for all the HTML tags. In case if you guys want to learn more about this, let me know in the comment section below. Inside the body tag, create a div with class main text dot main dash text. and press enter. Inside this tag, add the text OctAcademy. After this, another div with class secondary text. Type dot secondary dash text and press the tab key or enter. Change this title to Text Animation using CSS Animation. Save this and open this file on the browser. We can do this by going to our project folder and find the index.html file and open it. This will open this index.html file inside the browser. Or else we can open this by using the live server extension. Go to the VS Code and go to this extension tab. Search live server. Select this one. Live server by right-click day. I have already installed this extension, that's why I am seeing this uninstall button. If you guys don't have installed this, you will see an install button instead of this uninstall button. Click install and wait until it's complete. Once it's installed, close this extension tab and go to the index.html file. Right click and select this open with live server. This will open this index.html file on the browser. What is the difference between these two? This live server and this direct opened file. Go to the VS Code and remove this div and save the file. And back to the browser. In this direct open file, we can't see the new changes. I removed this OctAcademy text, but this is still in here. In order to see changes on this direct opened file, we have to refresh the page manually. Now we cannot see the OctAcademy text after refreshing the web page. Go to the live server tab. Beautiful, right? I don't do anything, but we cannot see the OctAcademy text, which means this changes affected to this HTML page. How this happened? This live server watch these changes in real time. Once we are adding changes to the file and save the file, this will automatically detect the changes and refresh the page. We don't need to manually refresh the page. This also helps to save lots of time when building a big project. Alright, let's add some CSS styling and some CSS animation styles to this text and make this animated. Go to the styles.css file and add these styles. Before that, always keep this in your mind. Before you do styling, link the style sheet to the HTML file. So inside this add tag, link and select this import. Inside this href, give the path to this style CSS file. This is inside this folder, so .css/styles.css. Alright, first let's add a background color for this. So the body and the scope. I am adding CSS to this body tag. In CSS, if you are adding a style to a tag, this body or div or any other HTML tags, just type the tag name as a CSS selector. If you are giving a style to a class selector, you must add dot beginning of the class name. If you are giving a style to an ID selector, so you must add # beginning of the ID name. Alright, inside this body scope, first let's add the background color. Background dash color, and color is #051A2D. In case if you are wondering how do I get these color codes, actually I got this color idea from this website colorhunt.co. This is really a useful tool to find some good colors. You can just copy the color code by clicking one of these colors. If you guys want, you can add this Chrome extension. Alright, so now back to the VS Code. and save this CSS file back to the browser. Now we can see this background color applied. We cannot see the text properly because text color is black. So for now, let's change this color to white. Inside this body CSS, color white. Save this and back to the browser. Now we can see these texts. I want to make the center of this text of this page. So let's make this center. We can make text center using the CSS Text Align property. So text align center. Save this and back to the browser. Looks perfect. I don't like this default font. So let's add a different font for these texts. For that I'm gonna use Google Fonts. Go to this Google Fonts website, fonts.google.com. Let's find a good looking font. Scroll down. Awesome. This font looks great. So let's use this font. The font name is Writers, I think. In case if you guys cannot find this font, just type this name on the search bar. Writers. Click on this font and select this style. Now this will show how to use this font with our website. Go to this embed tab. There are two methods available for linking these font styles to our website. First one is HTML linking tag method and other one is CSS import method. You can use one of this method. I'll show you these both methods. First let's do this HTML link method. So copy this link tag and paste it inside the index.html file. Paste this link tag inside the head tag. If we using the second CSS method, go to this import, copy this import CSS code and paste this inside top of the CSS file. We can use one of this import method to link Google Font to our website. I'm gonna use this CSS method, so I removed this HTML link tag. Next, copy this CSS code and paste it inside the body tag. Save this and back to the browser. Awesome. Now this text looks great. So now let's add some styling to this main dash text. Inside styles.css file, .main dash text. This is a class selector. That's why I added this dot before the selector. Inside this, add margin dash top to 250 pixels. Font size 200 pixels. Font weight bold. This will make the text looks bolder. Save this and back to the browser. Now this will look something like this. So now let's add a background image for this text. I'm going to use this background image. This pink and this blue color just matching with my background color. That's why I chose this image. I got this image from pexels.com, where you can find royalty free stock images for free. You can use these images on your website without any copyright issues. Now search for colorful backgrounds. Here you can see these lots of options. You don't need to use the exact background like mine. You can use one of these by your choice. In case if you need the same background image, I'll leave a download link in the description. Alright, let's add the background image. First create an img folder. As I mentioned before, you can put your image inside the root folder. But always try to follow the best practices. Put this image inside this image folder. Now let's add this CSS style. Inside the main dash text selector, background dash image URL. Inside brackets, give the path to the background image. img slash select the background image. This will add the image inside the main dash text div. Save this and back to the browser. Now we can see this background image behind this text. So now I want to show this image inside these letters. For that, let's make this text transparent first. Then only we can see that image through this text. Go to the CSS file and make this transparent. Color transparent. Save this and back to the browser. Now we cannot see the text. Highlight this area. We can see the text. Now this text background is transparent. That's why we cannot see this text. Now I want to put this image inside this text. Now it is inside this full area. To do that, in CSS we can use the background clip CSS property. This is a WebKit property. So add dash WebKit dash background dash clip. We want to show this inside the text. So give here text. Save this and back to the browser. Beautiful. Now we can see this image inside this text. This is how adding an image to a text in CSS. Let's add a cool animation to this background image. Before that, until now, if you guys enjoying this video, give a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Alright, let's get back to the work. To add a CSS animation, first we have to create the animation. For that, we're gonna use keyframes. First, let's type the code, @, keyframes, then give a name to this animation. This can be any name. Let's give animate as the name. Then scope. Inside this, let's define the keyframes timeline. First we have to define the starting and the end point. From and curly brackets. Inside this, give the CSS style that you want to do at the beginning. So I want to change background position. So background dash position, and at the beginning I want to set position to 0. So give horizontal position to 0 and vertical position to 0. Next, 2 and the scope. In here I want to set background position to 100%. So again inside this background position, horizontal value to 100% and vertical value to 100%. This from state the starting point of the animation, and this to state the end of the animation. At the start of the animation, background position is 0, which means it's inside the text. And at the end of the animation, it will set the position to 100%. So we define the animation. Now we have to assign this animation to this text. So go to the main text selector. Inside this, assign the animation. Animation colon, and give the animation name. Animation name is animate. You have to give the exact same name we used for keyframes. Otherwise it won't work. Next, give the animation duration. I just give 10 seconds. Save this and back to the browser. Awesome. Now we can see our animation. This is cool, right? You can see this background moving horizontally and vertically. So if you guys noticed, this animation stops once it reaches to the end, to this 100%. I want to loop this animation over and over. So add infinite CSS value to this animation property. This will make this animation again and again without stopping it. Save this and back to the browser. This time this animation is not stopped. It started again from the beginning. Perfect. So again, if you noticed, this animation is not smooth. At the beginning this is going fast and the end of this animation it is going too slow. This does not look smooth, right? To make this animation smooth, add linear value to this animation property. This will make this animation speed same from start to finish. Save this and back to the browser. Beautiful. This animation works as we planned. Now let's give some CSS to this secondary text also. .secondary dash text and this CSS scope. Inside this, set font size to 30 pixels. Set the color to ash 0034 F3. Save this and back to the browser. Awesome, everything looks perfect. Alright guys, this is the end of this CSS text animation tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed and learned something with this tutorial, give a big thumbs up. And also if you guys want to learn more about this kind of CSS animation in detail, leave a comment. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I will release every week this kind of tutorials. So please hit the bell icon to get the notification about the new release. Let's meet again with another awesome tutorial. Until then, learn smart, not hard.